Of the Riff Rundown with my friends at Fishman. Today's episode is pre-recorded because I'm rocking out at the Crossroads Festival here in Los Angeles. So stoked. And yeah, again, just really happy to do these week after week. Again, a little bit of business before we get started. I know a lot of you have asked, Angela, when is the Voices coming out on vinyl? Today, my friends. Today, the Voices comes out on vinyl. You can get it on my website, angelapetrillimusic.com. My buddy Max Crace absolutely knocked this out of the park as far as the artwork goes. And there's back. It's good stuff. Some of you may recognize that photo. It's great. So we did 45 RPM, 12-inch black vinyl, and it sounds huge. It's great. We're very, very proud of it. So you can check it out on my website, angelapetrillimusic.com. We printed a few hundred, so if you want to get your hands on this, get in there soon. Again, we're super, super proud of it. So thanks to everybody who's involved and everyone who pledged to the Kickstarter. I am so incredibly grateful. So thank you all very, 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 very much. Okay, so that's the business for today. Let's get to the song. We're going to be learning Everybody Hurts by R.E.M., one of my favorites out of the 90s. Definitely beginner friendly. So my intermediates and my advanced folks who are watching, let's put some words of encouragement in the online chat to those beginners who are watching today. So, electric guitar, standard tuning. If you only have an acoustic, totally okay. I'm using my Strat with my Fishman Fluence Strat style pickups in the middle position today. If you want to check out more about these pickups, you can go to the link in the video description below. Okay, so, I like to ask a question before we get started. So folks, let me know where you're tuning in from and your favorite sad song. So where you're tuning in from, favorite sad song, so happy you're here, and let's go ahead and play this. Everybody Hurts by R.E.M. Let's go. It's a really fun one today. We're going to be learning this one. So excited to teach it. Here we go. So at the top, we've got a D and a G chord. This is going to cover not only our intro, but also the majority of the verses, okay? So there are many different ways that we can pick out the notes within these two chords, the D and the G chord. I'm going to teach it to you using a pick. Could you finger pick this? Yes. Will it sound beautiful? Absolutely. I just want to give you another way to play it. To my ear, it sounds like maybe it's being picked with a pick, but if anyone else knows differently, please put it in the comments. I would love to know. So, using a pick here, again, holding it first finger and thumb. That's what I like to do. There are many different ways to hold a pick, but that's what I like. And we're going to get this D chord here. So again, D, F sharp, and A are the 1, 3, 5 of this chord, okay? We're going to use our first three fingers to play it. If you don't know how to play a D chord, I'll show you quickly. So, first finger, second fret of the G string, that's our A note. Our second finger is on the F sharp, second fret of that E string, and then our third finger, go ahead and place that third fret of the B string. Now, my beginners who are watching, I don't want you right on top of the fret because it's not going to sound good. So get as close to the fret as you can without touching it. Then we get nice clear sounds. So that's what we want to do there, all right? And with this, I'm going to play this intro very slowly, okay, a little bit slower than I did at the top. Okay, so what we're going to do here is I'm going to go between D and G. Okay, so we're picking out each of the notes in this chord. So with that D chord, let's go back to it here. We're going to go open D string. Easy enough, no hands, right? Then we're going to go to the G string, then to the B string, then to the high E, back to the B string, to the G string. So, how I like to do this, okay, when we pluck going down, okay, to the high E string, pluck downward on the strings. Just like that. Let's go ahead and do that again. Now, as we make our way back up, we're only going to strike the B string and the G string. So go ahead, pluck the bottom of the B string, pluck it upwards. And the G string, same thing. From the bottom of the string, pluck upwards. Okay? So we're going to do that nice and slowly. Okay? Let's do this a couple times, just on the D chord. I'm keeping things slow. I want you playing along with me. So this D chord, we're going to play that phrase twice, okay? So now we're going to go to G. So I'm a big fan of using pivot fingers if it makes sense, okay? So in this case, we're going to play the G chord like this. Leave your third finger where it is. That's going to be our pivot point. So check this out. Leave it there. Don't move it, okay? First finger goes to the second fret of the A string. That's our B note. Second finger, third fret of the E string. That's our G note. Pinky finger goes to the third fret of the E string. That's our G. So if we go ahead and strum this whole thing, that's our G chord, G, B, D, 1, 3, 5. There it is. Okay? So what we're going to do here is we're going to play the E string, the low E string, open G string, B string, high E, B string, G string. And we're going to pluck it the same way. As you're going down, pluck down. As you're going up, pluck up. Okay? And with the high E, sometimes I like to pluck up and other times I like to pluck down. I'll leave that up to you. Whatever feels natural. So let's go ahead and do this. D chord 2 times, G chord 2 times. Okay? Nice and slowly. Follow along. To G. Now for like some lyrical context. Intro in my head. Here come the lyrics. So, if I remember them. Your day is gone. Da, da, da. Da, 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 da. Okay. Just kind of humming along there. Okay, so again, D to G. Listen to the tune. So what happens there, that D to G, that phrase, we're going to repeat that 4 times, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And again, the counting of this, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, G, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so that's what's happening there. Now, once we get into, we're leaning into the chorus, right? The everybody, that chorus part. We're going to do this little phrase, which is great. Okay, nice little walk down. I love a good walk down. So what we're going to do here is we're going to play like a partial G chord. Could you play the whole thing? Yeah, you could. You could do that if you want. Okay, I'll leave it up to you. So what we're going to do here is we're going to strike the low E, open G string, and B string. Just like that. We're going to get our first finger here. Move that to the second fret of the E string. That's our F sharp. So that's the walk down, G to F sharp, right? And we're going to strike the same exact notes. E, or the same strings rather. E, G, B. That leads leads into our E minor, and that leads into our chorus. So what I'll do here, I'll play the verse a couple times, I'll abridge it, so you can hear it in context. So. See how that beautifully leads into that E minor? So that's what's happening there, all right? So the chorus sounds like this. I'll play it nice and slowly. Again, 2 chords with a beautiful melody. You can't go wrong. That's great. So here's the chorus. I'll play it a little bit slower. Sometimes, let me go right into that intro. So, 2 chords, E minor and A major, okay? And again, playing the E minor that way sounds like another song that came out of the 90s. Anyone knows it, put it in the comments, okay? Little fun Jeopardy trivia for ya. Okay, so E minor here. We're gonna go low E string, open G string, B string, and high E. Then B string, then back to the G string. Just like that. So, let's do that nice and slowly. Sounds very much like that other song, doesn't it? There we go. Then we're going to go to A. So our A chord, the way I like to play it in this instance for the song, 2nd, 3rd, and 4th finger, okay? 2nd finger, go ahead and place that on the 2nd fret of the D string. That's our E note. We're going to get our 3rd finger here. It's going to be an A note, 2nd fret of the G string, and then 4th finger, placing that on the C sharp, which is 2nd fret of the B string. Now, striking the open A, G string, B string, high E, B string, G string. So that is our picking pattern. So let's go ahead and do that again with our pick. Here we go. So just like that, okay? So let's go between this E minor and this A, okay? So that's going to happen 3 times. And then at the end of that 3rd time, we're just going to do a quick, abrupt open A string, and that's it. Okay, and then we count. So E minor to A, I'll count you through it. All right, here we go. 1. 2, A. I'll slow it down for you. E minor, 2, that's our 2nd time. 2, A. E minor. 2, A. Okay, just like that. So, that's what's happening there, E minor to A. Now, as you notice at the top of the lesson, I threw this little lick in between that E minor and A, okay? So all that is I'm playing it from the A chord. I'm doing that walk down again. So I'm going from G, grabbing that with my middle finger here. To me, it sounds like there's a little bit of a bend, but could you play it that way too? G to F sharp to E, and then leading into the arpeggiated E minor chord, you totally could. I like to give it a little bit of a wiggle. I think it gives it a little character. It's kind of nice. So let's go ahead and do that. I'll play that part slower too so you can follow along with that little riff there. Okay, so here we go. To our A, riff, E minor. that one more time. Okay, so you could throw that in. Now, does it sound absolutely awesome without that riff? Yes, but if you want to include it, do it. I think it's fun, okay? So, after that third part, okay, open A string, let it ring, we go back to the intro, which is repeated twice, then a verse, which is repeated 4 times, and again, D and G, folks. Okay? So we're going to do that. So, what we're going to do here, what I would like to do, we'll go through the intro, we'll go through a verse abridged, and then we'll go into that first chorus, okay? So follow along if you like. I'm going to speed it up just a little bit. And again, if you're enjoying these lessons, please be sure to subscribe to the channel if you want to check out all the cool Fishman gear I use, including the awesome Fishman Fluence single width Strat style pickups that I have in my American Deluxe Strat. You can click the link in the video description below. So all that good stuff is there. Okay, let's go ahead and start from the intro. D and G, folks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, keep it in your head. Let's go ahead and do it. Here comes our verse. Walk down, chorus. Everybody hurts. Da, 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 da. Let it go, abrupt. Count to intro. Pretty cool, right? So that's what's happening there. Really fun one. Such a great song to play. Sounds particularly good on a great electric guitar. All right, so that's what's happening there. So after that first chorus, okay, we go into that intro that's repeated 2 times. We go into a verse that is repeated 4 times into another chorus. However, the second chorus is just a little bit different. We don't have that abrupt ending. What happens here is we go right into a bridge, which is really cool. So we fully extend that A major, that arpeggio thing that's happening there, okay? And then we go into this bridge. And it goes like this. So what's happening here, we have some power chords. So there are different guitars that are being layered in this section of the song. So we're talking about the bridge. Really crunchy, powerful chords here. So we have some stuff that's being arpeggiated, or a major. Right, so you have another guitar that's doing that. However, I'm styling this lesson for one guitar. So if you really want to build up that bridge, that's what's happening in the song, which is so cool. The production on this is so great. I figure, let's take one of the other guitar parts, okay? Let's take the power chords here, and let's just count along to the song, right? The timing of it, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right? And let's just do some really cool palm muting, because how fun is palm muting? It's a great thing for us to learn. So palm muting, okay, my picking hand, all right? So this part of our hand here, I want you to place it, I have a strat today, so I'm placing my palm, okay, in between this neck pickup and the bridge, or neck pickup, this is the bridge pickup, come on, neck pickup's here, okay. So I'm gonna put that in between. Now notice, no hands. Notice how that sounds deadened, right? Versus if I lift. Notice the difference? Both sound great. I'll leave it up to you. We can emulate some of that cool crunchiness, right? By palm muting. I think it's really neat. So we don't want to press down, okay? All we want to do is just place the hand on top. Let it do the work. Let that part of the hand do the work for you, okay? And I'm really playing, okay, from that thumb to that first finger. That's where I'm getting a lot of that action from when I'm strumming this. Now granted, if you want to play this open, no problem. Again, I want to give you options. If you want to arpeggiate it. Arpeggiate it and palm mute, awesome. So again, many different options, okay? So we're gonna do here, we're gonna look at the palm muting, okay? So we're doing an F sharp 5. I'm gonna use my first finger, third finger, and fourth. First finger goes on the second fret of the E string, which is F sharp, third finger on the C sharp, fourth fret of the A string, and then the pinky finger goes on the fourth fret of the D string, which is another F sharp. Okay, so we have a 1, 5, 1. F sharp, C sharp, F sharp. Okay? And again, let's count it through. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Or even if you just want to let it ring. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You can do that too. So, next what we're going to do is we're going to play a B5. So the shape here of the F sharp 5, all we're going to do, okay? Every finger moves down a string. So, first finger is now on the second fret of the A string, which is our B note. That's our root, okay, right there. Third finger is on the fourth fret of the D string, which is an F sharp. That's the 5. 1, 5. And then another B note there, fourth fret of the G string. Okay, so just like that. Those are our power chords. And notice I'm not doing a full bar here. I don't need to because I'm only playing those 3 strings. Okay? So this F sharp 5 to the B5, we're going to repeat this 3 times. So that'll be repeated 3 times. At the end of the third time, okay, we're going to go from that B5 to the C5. Okay, so B and C, they're a half step apart. A good way to hear that interval sounds like the beginning of Jaws. Okay, so that C5 we're going to do here, placing the first finger on the third fret of the A string, right? Move that entire shape up. First finger should be on the C, third fret of the A string, third finger, fifth fret of the D string. That is a G note, 1, 5. Sounds like the first 2 notes of Star Wars. That's how you recognize that interval. Okay? And then we have our C here, fifth fret of the G string. 1, 5, 1. Okay? From there, we're going to go to a G5. So guess what? This shape, we're going to bring everything back up a string. So spider crawl that first finger up to the G note, third fret of the E string. Third finger should be now on the fifth fret of the A string, which is a D note. I gave it away. Okay, and then my pinky finger is going to be on the fifth fret of the D string, which is G. Okay, so just like that. So we're going to do here, I'll abridge this. Again, we're just going to do 1 pass of the F sharp 5 to the B5, to B5, now to C5, to G. Cool stuff, right? So that's what's happening there. We're keeping things pretty centralized, okay? So for the next part here, it's a nice little walk down that happens here as well. So To the best of my ear, when I was listening back to the song and writing all of this out this week, it sounds like the C here is open. So regular old C chord, those of you who don't know, I'll show you quickly here. Okay, so first 3 fingers. First finger is on the C note, first fret of the B string. Second finger, second fret of the D string, that's an E. And then third finger is on the 3rd fret of the A string, which is a C. So C, E, G, 1, 3, 5. That's what builds this chord. Strike from the A string downward. And there's your C, okay? So we've got kind of same strumming here. 1, 2, 3. We have this walk down that happens with G over B to A minor. So that A minor, okay? So we're going to do here, first finger, place that on the 2nd fret of the A string. That's our B. And you can leave, okay, that 3rd finger on the D note, which is the 3rd fret of the B string. If you want to make it sound a little more chimey, go ahead and leave that high G there. I think it sounds really nice. And then to our A minor. Okay, so A, C, E, ace, it's a good way to remember how to build that A minor chord. 1 flat 3, 5 because we're a minor chord. Okay, so first finger on that C note, 1st fret of the B string. Okay, 2nd finger, 2nd fret of the D string. It's going to be your E note, and then A is your 2nd finger, or your 3rd finger rather, on the 2nd fret of the G string. So there's your A minor striking from the A string downward. Just like that. And again, a nice abrupt ending, count, and then back to the verse. Good stuff, right? So I'll run through the bridge quickly here. Here we go. Here it is palm muted. Here it is open. Last time. B5, C5, G5, C, walk down, let the A minor ring into our verse. And that is the tune, which is really, really great. So from there, we go into another verse, into another chorus, and then we have this outro, which, guess what, is the same as the intro and the verses. So that D and G, and it goes back and forth and back and forth. Again, this song is just over 5 minutes long, and I encourage you guys to listen to it, because if you haven't heard already, it's such a great song. So in the outro, what I found is really neat is we're getting some more of those guitar layers that are happening. So to me, it sounds like... You got these whole note rings, again, those crunchy guitars, they come back and they play a D5, and then that G. And you can even play it like this too if you wanted. So that D5, all I'm doing there, my regular D chord, I'm just lifting up that 2nd finger. I don't want to play the F sharp because a D5 chord doesn't have an F sharp in it. So I'm playing the D string, G string, and that D note here with where my 3rd finger is. Let that ring, and then you can choose to play that G chord like that. Okay, so what we would do there, G, B, the open D string, and the G there. Now it's still a G chord, right? But we're not getting the chimey high parts. Anyway, I'll leave it up to you. Listen to the song, it's such a great one. As always, it's such an honor to do these week after week. The messages you guys send on how much these lessons help you, I see them and I hear it, and it's really, really cool. So it makes me happy to help you guys learn how to play. Again, I'm not a guitar teacher, I'm a guitar mentor, and I'm happy to shine some light on the stuff I do know, because again, we're all perpetual students. As always, wishing you so much success in your musical journey. Check out the voices on vinyl on my website. Again, thank you all so much. Have a wonderful, wonderful weekend, and I will see you guys next time.